Hero 108 is a show that used to air on Cartoon Network. I vaguely recall watching it very early in the morning at around 6 a.m. At the time, I thought it wasn't a very popular show, but as I did some research into this show, I found that it has a bit of a fan base and some popularity at least. Hero 108 was created by American, British, and Taiwanese companies, with the most prominent one being the Moonscoop Group, which I'll get into later, and it originally aired from March 1st, 2010 and ended on July 9th, 2012. It had 2 seasons with 52 episodes, and most of those episodes were split up into 12-minute segments. The show's creation is attributed to Yang Min Tarng. The premise of the show is that humans and animals were once friends, but eventually a evil dude named High Roller showed up and tricked all the animals into thinking that humans were their enemies. To try and bring peace between humans and animals, the character named Ape Truly set up a base called Big Green inside a giant turtle shell, which is located in some water.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Each episode usually starts off with Ape Truly trying to recruit animals with a gift of some sort, and it usually ends up with him getting captured and having to call in First Squad to come save him. Eventually there's a contest that has to be done between First Squad and whatever animals they're trying to recruit, and this contest shows the skills of whatever animal species is trying to be brought in, and the skills of those animals can be used to help out in Big Green. Commander Ape Truly usually translates what animals say if they can't speak the human language. Before I continue, I just want to go back real quick to Moonscoop Group. That's the original company name that made Hero 108, but now it's known as Splash Entertainment. And I bought all the DVDs for this show for the purpose of review. And when I went to check out the discs, I got kind of pissed. And I was wondering if I was scammed or something. So just looking at them normally, you can see in the front it looks all normal and stuff, but when you look at the back, it looks like some sort of bootleg you would buy off at a swap meet, or just something you would burn at home for your own purposes. And I was kind of pissed, but before I did anything, I popped them in and checked to see if they worked, and they all work. Surprisingly, out of all of these discs, only one of them actually looks like something you'd buy from a professional company, and it was not published by Splash Entertainment but by Viz Media for some reason. Just something weird I noticed, and something you should look out for when you're buying all the DVDs if you're interested. So I got curious about Splash Entertainment and checked out what other stuff they made, and the first thought I had when I looked them up was, oh no, because the first thing I saw when I started looking at what they've made, I was immediately shown Norm of the North. I don't know if they directly made it or if they were involved in its making, but it seems they were involved in the making of 4 of these movies. I'm not going to say that immediately makes them a bad company. I'm just saying they don't have the best lineup. Aside from Hero 108, I'm pretty sure Growing Up Creepy is a pretty good show. And I remember watching Zevo 3. That one wasn't impressive, but it was just something to put on and keep in the background while it was running. I've also heard mixed things about Alpha and Omega. One thing that really surprised me was that I remember watching this show at like 6 in the morning. So I didn't believe it was very popular, but from my research I found out that it actually had an MMO where you could pick a character from First Squad or Second Squad, change up their outfit, and play as them through a story mode that goes through the entire story of Hero 108. The servers were taken offline on April 2011 for a supposed redo or revamp, but it's 10 years later and it doesn't look like they're going to be opening it back up anymore. So who knows? Maybe if there's a revival in interest in the show, they might bring back the MMO. One thing I will note is that in order to play the animal characters, you have to unlock them by playing the story mode. And you can only play them if you use an item, or at least that's what I've seen from people leaving comments that have supposedly played the game. Now, there's a lot of episodes to go through for Hero 108, and most of them are mostly the same because of the formulaic way it goes through. In a way, it's sort of like Phineas and Ferb, where you know the formula, you know what's gonna happen, but you watch it anyway because they're doing it differently, but the same. I don't know how else to explain it. The intro to the show is mostly the same, I believe. It starts off by giving us the premise of the show, which is humans and animals were friends, and High Ruler came by, made the animals think humans were the enemies, and now Big Green is starting to bring unity with Ape Truly in command. And the first segment of the first episode starts off with a bunch of rabbits beating up and chasing a bunch of humans and forcing them to hide in a bunch of holes. We see the Zebra Brothers, who said because the rabbits were mean to the humans, they get a picture of High Roller and some lollipops. And the rabbits immediately stop eating their carrots and go on to eat the lollipops. A member of Big Green's Air Force sees everything going on and heads off to inform Commander Ape Truly of everything that's going on. Immediately, Ape Truly decides to head on over and bring peace, and he rolls up with a bunch of tanks following him, which is weird for a peacekeeping mission. Commander Ape Truly offers carrots as a gift, but he immediately finds out that the bunnies have giant skyscraping carrots, and they immediately start fighting. And at this point, we see how ridiculous the show can kind of get with its fight scenes or whatever. Because you have a rabbit using itself as artillery by jumping in a weaponized carrot and blowing itself up. We see them using jump ropes as shields. And we see the tanks firing off their cannons. And we see inside it's just a bunch of dudes hitting cannonballs with their fists to shoot them out at the rabbits. And in the middle of all this chaos, the rabbits capture Commander Ape Truly and force him to do jump rope with a giant carrot tied behind his back. The Zebra Brothers comment on how the bunnies are doing a good job at being mean, and I don't know why they have nipples. I don't know why they decided to make them with nipples. It's just something I find odd. But anyway, they decide to just go read comic books and just F off for the rest of the episode. We cut to Big Green with an alarm going off, and we see 3 members of First Squad. 2 of them are fighting. One because they got burped on, the other because they got a banana shoved up their nose, and both get scolded and told to head off and save Commander Ape Truly because he was captured. And on their way, they meet the rabbits and didn't really have their guard up, and they got knocked out by their noxious burps and got forced to do jump rope with giant carrots on their backs as well. You see the final member of First Squad, Lin Chun, and he's meditating in a bamboo forest waiting for bamboo shoots to grow so he can use them as weapons. When he learns that his teammates Mystique, Sonya, and Mighty Ray were captured, he bolts out of there to go save them. And I just want to say that these little turtles they ride on are pretty damn fast. I don't know how much I can show without getting copy struck, but damn, they are insanely fast. And Lin Chun does a bunch of super jumps to get in through a high window and just looks down at everything going on. He throws up some bamboo shoots in the air and puts them into his staff to shoot them out like bullets. When he frees his friends, Mystique Sonya uses her tongue as a weapon, which you could kind of tell when you first see her. And Mighty Ray eats a banana, which he kind of forces himself to swallow. He tells him to fear his eyeballs, and we see that he can shoot out lightning, which he uses to fry all the bunnies. The only way they will make peace is if they can be outdone in a jump rope contest. And Ray and Sonya start off the fight with Lin Chun taking on after them, but the bunny they're fighting is too strong and makes Lin Chun's jump rope burst into flames. He decides they should work together to turn Mighty Ray into this freaky giant eyeball to hypnotize the Bunny King and defeat him. And it's through his defeat that he decides to join Big Green, which makes the Zebra Brothers shocked. And they shouldn't be because they were just sitting there reading comics the entire time. So they F off to their home base where we see High Roller just jumping rope on top of the heads of his bear followers until the Zebra Brothers show up and mess up his jump roping, and he swears revenge against Big Green for making peace. The episode ends with the Bunny King joining First Squad and Mighty Ray making him so mad he bursts into flames and the fire sprinklers go off. I'm not entirely sure if the credit scenes roll during the initial broadcast of the show, but we get the credits here, and oh my god, they reveal Commander Abe Truly's face in the credits on the very first episode. I don't know why they did that. It's a rather bold move than them to do. I mean, I know I didn't stick around for the credits when I was a kid, but damn, it's a spoiler. You can't guess at all what Commander Ape Truly is really like or what he looks like. But yeah, that's something I wasn't expecting. I don't know why I didn't say the characters' names for the first episode, because I just skipped through the intro and I realized that the intro actually tells you their names. So just to make extra sure you know their names, it's Lin Chung, Mystique Sonia, Mighty Ray, Jumpy Ghostface, and the fifth guy is called Mr. No Hands. I also forgot to mention that the first episode is called Bunny Castle, and this next episode is called Elephant Castle. And it starts off with Mighty Ray training underneath the sun with a bunch of turtles. And he ends up complaining because it's too hot and he's the only one that's training. And Mr. No Hands replies that if he could get over his issue with bananas, he'd probably be the strongest member in all of Big Green. And they showcase that by showing Mighty Ray destroying a mountain and then immediately eating another banana and just falling apart because he couldn't handle eating a second banana. It cuts off to them being in their base in Big Green and it's super hot and everyone's frying, and here they introduce Wu the Wise, who's in the credits, and he has an inner monologue saying that he has no idea how to fix things. Another thing I didn't mention is when First Squad is going to get onto their turtles, they go through this elaborate pipe maze thing that just weaves all throughout Big Green until they eventually land in their turtles, and then they get launched out through another maze until they finally just shoot out and can head to their objective. And this time Lin Chung gets distracted by a giant tree. We see a lineup of elephants and are being commanded by the Zebra Brothers who are in a hot air balloon. But it's too hot for them to boss around the elephants, so they decide to take a nap. And we don't see them for the rest of the episode until the end. And we find out that the elephants fight by using those weird whistle things that you usually get at a kid's party. I didn't even know they were whistles. I thought they were just things you blew air into to make them go straight. But yeah, the elephants use that to attack the tank army, and they deflate in the process and just shoot back into their castle like deflated balloons. We see everyone wondering where Lin Chen went, and he's just there next to the tree and starts drawing. Mighty Ray decides to sneak into the castle to see what the elephants are up to, and he sees them pumping themselves up with air pumps to be able to go back into the fight. He eats a banana, and instead of his usual continuous stream of lightning, he shoots out lightning bullets from his eyes to destroy the little air pumps that the elephants are using. And the Elephant King says that he won't surrender or make peace unless they can beat him in a whistleblowing contest, and Mighty Ray's thinking he's in charge and decides to take on the challenge, only to find out that they're gonna blow this giant whistle, and that just immediately freaks him out and one of his eyes pops out. We cut back to Lin Chun, who just throws more paper into a pile of garbage drawings, and he just gets frustrated and slams his notebook and spills his ink, only for a bird to land on it and help him make a good drawing of the tree. And I feel the same way you do, little turtle. I feel the exact same way. He is not very attentive. But yeah, the Elephant King starts off the contest and he does a pretty decent job of blowing the whistle straight. Mighty Ray goes in confident, but the air goes back into him and he ends up farting because kids show, and everyone is grossed out by his smelly fart. Lin Chen finally makes it back, and Mystique Sonia is just like, "You were gone to make a drawing of a tree?" And just to be a jerk, the Elephant King destroys his sketchbook, and Lin Chen is furious and demands an immediate apology from the Elephant King. Naturally, the Elephant King says he won't apologize unless Lin Chen can blow the whistle straighter than him. So Lin Chen does his spinny staff attack to launch himself straight at the whistle and uses the air force from using his palm onto the whistle to just destroy the whistle, and it devastates the Elephant King so much that he has a heart attack and passes out, and it's up to Mighty Ray to save him by eating a banana and using his eyeballs as an EKG, which by the way isn't how EKGs work. Usually when someone's heart stops, you inject something directly into their heart, but I'm not a medical student. I don't know much about medicine. That's just something I know on the surface level. Moving on, the Elephant King is thankful. They make peace. We cut to the Zebra Brothers. They wake up. They call the Elephant Straighters, and they immediately get shot by a cannonball and get yeeted out of existence. The episode finally ends with Wu showing Mr. No Hands how he got Big Green cooldown, and it's the Elephant King just blowing air throughout Big Green. And personally, I think that's kind of cruel. I don't know, something just doesn't sit right with me with this. I know it's nice and he's doing it to help out, but something really bothers me about this. I don't know, it's a kid's show, it's fine. So yeah, that was the first 2 segments of Hero 108. If people are interested, I might review every episode, but I don't know if I'll do 1 episode or 2 episodes, which is technically 4 episodes because it's all split into 2, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I sparked a little interest in the show for you. If you want to watch Hero 108, you can either buy the DVDs like I did, or you can do the smart thing and watch it for free on YouTube, on the YouTube channel Kabillion channel. It's owned by Splash Entertainment, and it's also their on-demand service. So you can watch it on demand on your TV or on YouTube. I also found out you can watch it on Amazon, but all the episode descriptions are messed up, so you might end up getting spoiled on some stuff. I also think it's funny how 2 of the reviews I saw, one is very positive and the other is just all mad for some reason. Alright, later.